times.
Uh-oh, it looks like we're live, buddy. And I think I gotta watch K to see how fast he's gonna roll out here. He is just coming through the saw room right now. He's gonna pick up that med pack and he's trying to tag War. His sticky's actually so fast that War isn't even there yet. So he's playing the numlock style of rollout. Kadis is just looking for a scout to damage around that hut, but nobody's there. They've seen players flank behind. There's Bash coming in all the way behind. Tech as well is trying to hook up with Bash. And they're trying to just swarm around AwS here. They're closing the grip now, the death grip. Nox remains alive, but Merlin is last man on the field for AwS. He's going to go down. I know my prediction was quite ballsy, but even after that mid-fight, I still believe AwS, you can do it.
Mike actually hit a massive air shot, like a straight vert air shot onto Kadis in that mid. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, right now that was a full wipe for awsomniac. Epsilon's going to have full Uber preparing to push into last here. 6x on the point, they've got it capped up. I'm going to go into the eyes of ooh, actually there's a heavy up on the last for awsomniac. As you said, this is the last that's very possible to defend with just smart off-passing and smart positioning. Force that Uber early and sort of bait it around the point. It looks like that Epsilon are going to opt to take it in from the left side, viewing from the aggressors. Both soldiers getting in, getting that early bomb. The soldier getting suspended way up there. That's tech. The Uber is now popped. They're trying to close that ground, getting those scouts. That's Kyler going straight down to that heavy. He does get that down. That's one kill for Epsilon. That's two. This push is looking better and better for them, but the Stickies and the Sentry are both still up. There's some spam, but awsomniac are still staying alive. They're still managing to clutch it out. Bash does get on the point, but he gets taken down. Mike trying to do what he can. The NG trying to do everything to save it, but no, he does get taken down, and that's the first round in the books for Epsilon.
I was sort of confused watching that last push unfold. Both Epsilon soldiers went in and took so much damage, didn't die, but managed to make it out sort of on life support there, and yet they were the ones to come in and clean things up at the end. But maybe if awsomniac had one scout on that defense, he could have hunted down those frags. But onto this mid-fight, Kadis rolling out super fast again. He's trying to tag War, but no damage done. He's going to hit the scout there, a little chip taking away Bash's buff. And suddenly the Epsilon scouts aren't trying to get behind this time. Tech is going to go, but he's running into nuts, and it's a brick wall here as awsomniac have made the adaptation here. Nox goes down. 3 dead right now for Epsilon, only Kadis dead on the awsomniac side. They're all just trying to protect Merlin here. Merlin's got the Uber, so he does need to take matters into his own hands, and Starkey protects him from the threat of Bash. Mike goes in for nuts, but will be finished off by Zappis as AwS come back with a strong response. They learned something from that first mid-fight.
So it's just tech up, and maybe under more ideal conditions, he'd say, all right, this is where I need to go sniper. But again, that laptop might be making him second guess his ability to hit those shots right now with a limited frame rate.
I think he's using the trackpad, like he's got one finger there, another one on the keyboard.
I really hope it's trackpad. But Tech's still going in, still trying to get that force. He almost gets it. Oh, but he does. Merlin is forced to pop, getting down to 55 health. Clutch plays there from Tech. Might be recovering this round for Epsilon. That Uber's not going to get in. They actually are going to take it in anyway with just the buff, saying, hey, Epsilon are one player down. That's enough of an advantage. We're have to push in on Kyler, getting the suspend onto Zebasai, but AWS rush onto the point. War trying to stop us, going to get bashes out as well. They do manage to take down the pushing members of awsomniac. It's just Starkey left alive. War connecting with that pipe, and Epsilon are going to move out immediately back into 2.
Just a little bit of over-eagerness creeping into awsomniac. They had that man advantage. Obviously they got popped by Tech, but still they killed them off. They moved in on that left-hand side just at the wrong moment. I feel like Zebasai went ahead of his team and got chewed up by that heavy weapons guy, but right now they have given up control of that CP4. They're back on middle here at an Uber disadvantage. Nox sitting on that full charge. Merlin trying to play catch-up here. Both medics on that medigun. No crit streak shenanigans just yet. But AwS are going to have to show a lot of respect to that Uber threat. Mike's peeking around the corner. They're taking a lot of damage. Newton steps in, kills off 2. Bash and Mike both in the spawn. You know, Kadis going down though for awsomniac. I'm not sure how this is going to end up, like.
Yeah, 2 frags from either side, and looks like they just want to take the melee on the mid. War leading this in, getting that early frag on the Zeb side. That's a big one, but Starkey responds back with a frag onto Kyler. War picking up yet another. He's on a 4 kill streak, ladies and gentlemen. Tech finishing off Starkey there, and now it's Merlin and Kadis opting to back out. So they want to say, no, we got to keep this Uber advantage. Maybe if we get some spawns, we can catch Epsilon overextending into Saw or something, maybe turn a little advantage into a couple frags. But wait a minute, Kadis being a little bit cheeky, still trying to spam, get any damage he can, just scout out where they're going. They have a very small window where they have an advantage here.
Yeah, I think he was really trying to see if there was an opportunity to push and kill off Nox before he gets that charge. They have been forced early here, and the juggles are great from Epsilon. that splash damage just knocking back the invulnerable AwS players. They find that they've overcommitted. Mirlin's going to have gone down here, and that's pretty much a car crash push there from Insomniac. Epsilon read that one and just handled them, man.
Yeah, and as it's just Starkey left alive, he's trying to dodge. No, that health kit's not going to come up in time for him. Epsilon moving up onto this second point now. Going to cap that up pretty much for free. But the Ubers are going to be quite even here. Actually, it's just Marlon up to defend last. So Kyler's right on it. Marlon needs to stop it. The jukes aren't enough. Tech bombs in, takes him right out. And actually, as we go into this next mid fight, why don't we listen to the mid comms coming out of Epsilon here?
You know what? Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, he can get him, I don't know.
I'm gonna jump from top left.
The demo is pushing on the right side at the
I'm
beginning.
pushing top left. I'm going top left.
I'm going for left side.
Okay,
I'll stay bottom left.
Yeah, don't go right side.
Demo right.
Can't
Again.
our
He
kids
took it.
seven.
You need to move a bit.
What's gonna
Look at
be
you.
the weak?
Scout weak.
Just heal.
Wait,
Scout is so weak behind us.
Behind us.
Nice.
Nice flash.
It's just two. Just combo.
Epsilon with under the leadership of Nox with great focus fire there. Do manage to take everything down. Nox actually getting through that mid with its Kritzkrieg intact. Mirlin hasn't been building for a little bit. They get his moment, do they get it onto Mirlin? Mirlin's dodging behind that corner. He does keep like he's at 99%. Actually, he's so close. He does finally have it. They're going to cross. They're going to pop. They're going to try to stop this. That's Devonside going right in, saying, no, get off my point. You did not make that Chris work out. Mike getting stuck in that corner. Tech does take down one second. So he's going to take down 5. That's Nox, he needs to get out. He's going to get taken down. But they're just holding their ground. They're still fighting this as War has no fear, but they're going to get flanked by Knutson. War with the pipes of close range. Point blank takes down Maryland. Knutson taking up this house. He's trying to recover himself. First team Nox gets no hurt. Knutson going for it, but Nox just jumping all around the point and War with the close range self-damage frag onto Knutson. Wow, Epsilon just can't seem to count the opposition there.
Oh, Warrior whipping out the shred alert there, taunting Knutson, watching him from the spectator, the death cam there, and right now Epsilon will have that Kritzkrieg again, and Insomniac needs to have a keen memory to remember that that's what they're up against here. Their position is very defensive, they're probably suspecting it, and we're going to see a little bomb forward from Mike, trying to scout out the position of his opponents, now jumping forward into the lobby, trying to get right in there, against Maryland! Oh my god, Warrior's going to get Zappis with this sticky, but Mike had already laid the fatal blow upon the Latvian medic. There's this player hiding behind here around Cheese. It's going to be Starkey trying to get in. He's not sure who he wants to go for. He's shooting War, but he could be killing off Nox. But it may be too late here for AwS to hold on in this round. But try they will. Zebasai getting focused down here as Epsilon just roll forward and assassinate him. Knutson will join him as well. Cadis is trying his best to do as much damage as possible and leave a nice cleanup situation for Zappis. He might just have done that, but Epsilon have them massively outnumbered here. There's 4 on 2. A second scout for this crit as well. Counters the both with the crit scout. Oh, Mike missed the first one, but with the second one, the spawn's coming. Snake War at its finest as Epsilon thought they had it synced. Oh, they just got denied by the blind soldier bombs. Oh my god.
Knutson and Starkey just so barely clutching that for their team, keeping it alive, but it's important to note this crits is still up for Nox. He is going to have a crits advantage, and they're going to be able to push on it here.
It's crits versus crits,
Oh,
baby.
crits versus crits here, but I actually, man, if I'm Insomniac, I kind of want to have a pyro here, but they're opting to go pretty defensive off classes with the sniper and the NG. I wonder if they're going to try to go on like a crits adventure, maybe try to surprise Epsilon in the lobby.
Yeah, you know, theory crafted people would say that engineers are good option against crits because those crits don't multiply against buildings. So Zappis trying to really throw the textbook at Epsilon right here. Epsilon are more than happy to sit back and buff up. It looks like they're trying to formulate a plan right now. Maybe this would be a good time to listen to some mumble bombs. Oh.
Let's get those Insomniac comms in as the crits is coming.
Crits popped off here, and it's actually Zebasai who ends up producing 2 frags there. Bash, Mike, and now Tech is going to go down. Warrior will kill off Zebasai, but the damage may already have been done. And Epsilon are still holding on here despite being severely outnumbered. The spawns are a long way off being there at CP2. Insomniac are unconvinced this is their time to push. They don't want to go without Zebasai having just lost Knutson. But crits still in effect for both medics, neither having died.
Yes, that was a rather bloodless crits, all things considered, from both teams there. A little bit of aggression here as both Demomen are sort of peeking that shutter. Always going to have stickies on both sides of that here. Epsilon's, attack with a stab on his Starkey. He does get in pretty much unseen there. Mike now following up with the aggression. War taking down the clutch dispenser frag there. You really got to just focus those things down. They're just brutal. Tech still run around as a spot in the backfield as Bash gets onto the point, gets a little bit of cap time on it, and gets a clean distraction for Tech. Tech now going for his move. He has a line of sight under the back of Mylan, but maybe he's just going to go for the back cap play. He's just standing on it.
He was close to the frag on Blitzen there, but Starkey respawns and will avenge himself. Zebaside's got a crits out here, finds 2. War Nox go down. The crits gets dropped by Nox. Zebaside's instant splash dominate. Rockets doing better than those delayed deaths of the stickies of Warhuria. And now Epsilon find themselves with only 1 man up. Tech will respawn to join Bash on the field, but likely they're going to lose mid without much of a contest here, Lang.
Yeah, Alsamiak getting right onto this point. Pretty significant crits advantage. That's only going to get more significant as the crits, of course, does build faster than the regular Metagun Uber. Starkey opening things up early with a frag onto Tech, denying any potential bomb play from him. Mike being forced to back out as well as his health is a little bit low. Actually, Epsilon are kind of clustering up right now. This might be great for the crits. That is now up. Over the donut, Cadence gets launched way to the air right away from the crits. Zebaside is forced to take it. And actually, Marlin does get taken down right away. It's an all-out melee here on this point, but Epsilon, they have the numbers. They did a fantastic job of separating and just ending that crits right away. Taking down Maryland, launching Kaitis away. Epsilon are going to move right into mid, and if they delay the spawns of Nuts and long enough, they might actually be able to roll this into a 2-push just based on numbers.
Wow, man, whenever Insomniac fail, they fail catastrophically. That was a complete wipe there. And Epsilon looking strong now. If my prediction is to come true, I need 3 rounds back-to-back from AwS. So I know in my heart of hearts that a solid last defense is coming up. Despite that Uber disadvantage, Mirlan's back on the normal metagun as well, but Nox is just about to hit that 100% mark. They're ready to go. War's calling to go under. They're going to push fast here with the fully Ubered demo map, but headshot rings out from Starkey and Nox goes down. Uber dropped.
Big plays from Starkey there. War right now watching as he is getting ready to push in the last here. Again, doesn't matter that Thematic's gone down. They're still getting super aggressive. War's got a great angle here. He does take down Cadis there. Starkey trying to stop it. He's on the point. He could not quite get it. Epsilon do cap that up. And yeah, going into the 4th round here, Ads.
Oh, Epsilon powering ahead here. I'm looking at the clock, 17 minutes left. There's still plenty of time for an Insomniac comeback. They really need to change something up. The middles have been dictated by Epsilon more often than not so far as we go into the 4th one. I'm looking to see where Tech wants to go. This time he isn't going to roll out from the top. He went for Cadis last time, but he's going to try and skip forward towards the kitchen. He's got Bash in tow with him there as Insomniac are reluctant to commit anyone. Zebasai actually going to walk forward. Both the scouts push the point, but the flank is still being worked by Tech, but great awareness there from Zebo to turn around and destroy him. Now Epsilon trying to come in with the counter push. Bash is looking to clean up. He's gone behind for the kit now. Mirlan is being bodyguarded here by both Starkey and Zappis. Mike trying to create the space for maybe Bash to run here and snipe the medic. Both medics dangerously close to get that charge, but it is pretty much neck and neck. Nox is going to get it slightly earlier. They're actually going to cap the point as well here as AwS just feel like it's time to stand off. They have to respect the health of Mike, that 300 HP buff potential, but Mike was getting focused down pretty horrendously, but he didn't die. Kyler for fun going to appear to kill off Zappis, and AwS just seemed to be bully out at that point. They tucked tail and ran, man.
Both teams have Uber right now. But with Zappis down for AwS, Epsilon has that brief period where they have a 1-man advantage, and I have to imagine they're going to try to push off that, although the spam right now in the SARM is just brutal for both teams. Epsilon try to they opt to not enter the meat grinder there, as Zappis is now back up. This is 66. The bomb coming in from Mike to open things up. He does get picked off, but is there enough chaos he's created for Epsilon to push? No, they opt to sort of come back and play passive. Maybe this will end up being a reverse pick. Maybe AwS will try to push off of it and get forced early in the choke. We actually do see Starkey and the rest of AWS opting to enter mid now. They're moving in through the solid Zebasite, opening things up with that bomb. Ward going right in, he drops it with the close range pipe. It gets launched right into Maryland, and he takes him down, and now the Uber, uncontested from Epsilon, is coming into two. Knudsen trying to do what he can, and actually Starkey and Cadis are sort of behind enemy line. Starkey coming in now, Cadis fighting a Mike. He does lose that 1v1 over the Sarm, and it's a complete wipe. I gotta turn the M upside down.
What?
Complete wipe for AWS.
Oh yeah, there's Epsilon taking that 4th round here and doing it in a prompt time. We're going to be going to the 5th middle match point here for Epsilon in this best of 1. As I will be watching the tech cam on middle yet again, but as we head out there to that mid fight, Case again very fast, already pre-firing War, but won't do any damage. War spacing himself well away from those stickies. And Zappis is just trying to pressure the point a little bit, trying to get War's attention, but Tech is not really going to commit early to this one. He's trying to delay. He's going to counter on Knudsen actually, but finds himself being finished off by Starkey. The combo, the Knudsen going huge onto War, as well as Mike does kill off Zebasite and put the pressure on the Maryland. Maryland serves, but there's a scout shooting him. That's cheating, man. You can dodge air shots, but it's tough to dodge scatter shots when you're just airborne like that, Lang. But the fight continues, and AWS find themselves super low. It's a 2-on-2 now. Starkey and Cadis trying to contest against Kyler and Nox, but Starkey didn't get the memo that Cadis had bailed. He's going to lay his life down on the line for nothing. Comes away empty-handed. Nox still alive here.
Yeah, right now I really want to see an off-class play coming out of Insomniac, because I mean there's just a full Uber advantage from Epsilon, and this is match point. They lose this is the end of this match. I really hope for something crazy from Insomniac to force this Uber early and put the fight on their terms as soon as possible. But it looks like they're going to stick with the cookie cutter and just try to rely on focus fire through the chokes and smart timing of their butt, which, you know, certainly worked for many a team and many a push in the past. As I say that, Epsilon are prepping to push. They're sort of all over these chokes, really trying to spam. Actually, the Uber has been popped now. Opting to go underneath is Warher, and his medic. Kyler and Bash combining to get 2 frags for the team. That was a cleanly executed textbook push, and they should be able to roll this right into last. There's actually Mylan so close to Zuber. He's forced to serve, and he's not healing. He does finally hook back up his other side, but Bash is on the point. The Uber is popped to defend it, but there's so many players down. If Epsilon just dance this, they can perhaps come right back in, but those spawns, those snake water spawns are so fast. Wow, Mike hitting a crisp air shot onto Nuts in there. Air shots flying around left and right. Starkey trying to get the defense. Ward does go down. Nox, he might be able to survive. Oh, is he juking Zappis? Zappis doesn't know. They don't know Nox is there. Nox, he's so slippery. He's actually going to try to go into last. He knows. He gets this in his arm. He takes out. He's getting out the point. God, he's trying to come in, and he does stop it. Nox, oh, he almost goes so clutch. We have to give him applause for just even attempting that
right now. He's running spy. He's hiding around the lobby there. There's no potential for that back cap clutch, but right now he has been spotted out. In fact, Zebasite's going to realize he's there. The call out's gone out. Tech will finish off. Zebo gets another on the Starkey as well. Whipping out the revolver. Will eventually go down to Knudsen, but that is going to buy his team a lot of time. Uh-oh, Mirren's running crit streak. He's got 50% right now. Nox only on about 25% with that medigun, so Mirren taking the responsibility on his shoulders. He's the one who's going to change the game here. He's going to set the pace. Let's see if he can live long enough to get that crits up.
AWS are really getting stuck into their upper lobby right now. They're not able to get through that spam, but the crits is up, and it's on Cadis. Watching now as Cadis moves out to the bats. The crits is about to get 2 immediately right on the scout, taking both of them down. Mike coming up does take down Mylan, but Cadis still got 3 kills out of that. Certainly more than enough to make this go in their favor. Ward's going to go down. Tech trying to come in, maybe delay, maybe stop the point. Does pick up 1 frag onto Zebasite, but that cap is not going to go in favor of Epsilon. That was actually that fight was so long and never even fully capped it. AWS are going to go on to mid and try to get this cap up, but the spawns from Epsilon are here. They might try to contest it, Eds.
Yeah, they absolutely should try and contest it, because even if they take this fight lose and just end up trading players here, they're still in control of that point. They have the forward spawns that come in closer to them because they're actually fighting on that midpoint. Epsilon do lose 2 though, so Somnic will be pretty happy with that. The threat of the back doesn't seem to be imminent at all. Epsilon's going to back out and recognize that they are 4-0 in the lead with only 11 minutes, less than 11 minutes left on the clock here. They are in a very strong position right now. They can just sit back, soak up the pressure from AWS, and that seems to be what they're going to do. Crits Creek on Mirren will be back up in about 10 seconds or less, but Epsilon are going to commit to the push before it's even a factor. Nearland's going to surf away. He's not healing anybody right now, but his team are doing a great job of cleaning up that Epsilon threat. Mirland has weathered the storm, and now he's going to push in bottom. Will he be critted a scout here? Zappos has already gone in and died. Stark is going to follow him. These guys don't realise they don't have the time to waste opportunities like this. Oh, I feel like I need to lecture these kids a little bit, but right now Mirland is going to try and get back to the lobby. A soldier juke behind him. Knutson could have gone to save his medic, but actually went and fried Kyler instead. Nox has charge here. Both medics with the charge, but it's crits versus Uber. This is going to come down to those right clicks. Who could do it first line?
No, crits is popped on Cadis. They do surprise war, take him down. But the Uber popped now from Nox over on Epsilon, but still, Awesomniac getting 2 frags there. Tech responding with his own on Starkey. Tech actually denying that soldier coming out of the window. The back cap on last is denied. Epsilon do successfully get that cap on 2. Kids getting taken down by Bash and Tech there. Mirland once again left to his own devices, try to find some safety, try to run away. I'm actually going to watch though is Knutson. He does get on the Nox, juggling him, and he can get that frag. So Mirland's going to have a huge, pretty much a full crits advantage here to retake this middle point once his spawns are up.
Yeah, they know that Epsilon don't have any heals here, so if they just wait for a little second and get those buffs, they can definitely play to that advantage. Having 50% more health than their opponents, they're starting to walk in now. They realise, but War season coming from Kitchen early. He's trying his best to destroy that choke point, but Starkey gets through the force field stickies there, manages to find the fatal blow, and War is down. No demo mana here means that Epsilon might have to forfeit 2 points. They're definitely going to have to give up middle. As you can see there was somebody all the way behind on 2 as well. Kyler attempting the back hat there, but nobody from Epsilon really committing to block. Crits is a real possibility right now. Mirland's going to surf. He will pop mid-air. Oh, but he's going to crater. Kyler gets credit for that with a cheeky pistol shot, but really it was the soldier who bombed in there that did the most of the damage. Tech, Bash and Warrior always trying to work their way through the Sorum. Meanwhile, Stark's coming in from behind. He's looking for the frag onto Nox. He needs to equalise this medic situation, but he will not get his man as Bash pistols him down, and Epsilon continue to just have a tight grip on this game.
War getting juggled up there as the bombs come in. Right now it's just Mike and Cadis staring each other down. Cadis is just juking all over, but Kyler comes in and ends that spree. Zebasai and Mirland are currently on that midpoint. They're not going to try to push in. They don't know where those stickies might be. Mirland and Zebasai sort of just playing their heels pretty safely. They thought Epsilon might be coming in for a push there. They saw the aggressive positioning, but no, they're sort of scouting things out, wondering where they might be. Looks like Awesomniac might be coming in lower. They're thinking about it. They're chilling and poking down there on that lower choke. Ads, this looks like it might just be going into one of those classic stalemates, but no, Ads, as I say, that Zebasai is bombed in. Now Mike with the response bomb. Mike causing all kinds of distraction. Almost all of AWS is looking behind them, and both scouts now from Epsilon have gone on to mid. Awesomniac have to make a choice. Do they try to stack the cap and win the fight there as War is bombing in? These scouts, they're going to win this back cap. Awesomniac have to come back there, bombing. They do try to stop it. They get on the point. Is Zebasai just barely stopping it in time, but now they have the pressure. They have Kyler behind them and the rest of Epsilon in front of them. They do clean up the scouts behind, and now, but Epsilon have successfully defended there too, and they have a lot of cap time on this mid, so Awesomniac really have to think twice if they want to push in here.
Yeah, incredible job from the Epsilon scouts. They're not even really taking the fight, just doing the ninja vanish as soon as they realised that Awesomniac had bought it, come back to block. They bought so much time. In fact, Nox has an Uber now, despite having been at that huge disadvantage. It's going to be Uber versus Uber here, and he's even milked it a few seconds for Beard to bid it too deep. He will not be able to escape here. He's going to go down along with Cadis and Zappos. AwS now are faced with a pretty horrible situation here. They've got super weak players. They can't do anything. It's probably best to just tuck tail, run out of there, or else kill yourself. They will perhaps get a few forward spawns here. It's going to be 2 seconds. Will they get it? Oh, they spawn on last. This is heartbreaking. AwS, when they just needed a little break there, didn't get that forward spawn. They're going to have to give up 2 as well. They'll have no position to hold here, but actually they realise only 6 minutes left, 4-0 down. We're going to take some risks. They're going in deep here. Cadis trying to create the space. Zebasai's following up on him. Starkey and Zappos appear from nowhere to come in behind. Nox goes down, but can they kill up these Epsilon combat classes in time? It seems the answer is yes. Only Mike and Kyler remain alive. Mike manages to trade there with Starkey, his old nemesis. Zebasai actually getting credit for that kill with a shotgun, whilst Knutson steams forward and kills off Kyler. That's effectively a wipe against Epsilon. Noct dying first spawns a lot earlier than his team, so he's not able to build Uber right now. A little momentum here for Insomniac as they take control of the midpoint. The forward spawn coming in for Epsilon, though, will mean that there could be a fight around CP4/2.
Yeah, Insomniac getting back into this mid right now. Cadis joining this fight. War getting pressured out there. Long range spam from Cadis and Zebasai Force came out. Bash trying to open things up for his team. Epsilon are following up, but Insomniac has a bit of the high ground. Tech trying to force them back, and he gets the brilliant focus fire. Just absolutely dissolving Insomniac and taking that Uber away from them. It's only Starkey and Knudsen left alive. Starkey trying to go on to mid while Knudsen's fighting over on 2. Starkey cannot take that 1v4 fight and expect to win, but Knudsen does pick off Tech. He is going to get this health kit. Maybe he can get a bit of a fun play, a fun hiding spot as Epsilon do come in. Mike is going to spot him out though, and it looks like Knudsen's just going to opt to fall back there and meet up with his team and push out all as one.
Yeah, this is looking grim right now for Insomniac. They need to come up with some very fast rounds ASAP if they want to come out victorious, but maybe right now they're just doing the research on Epsilon. They're trying to feel them out here on this Snakewater map, learn some lessons whenever the real bracket begins tomorrow. Mike's going to be running around there with the escape plan, and we'll go down to blind depth from Cadis, it seemed, as he was backing off to the lobby to regroup with his team on last AwS one to make sure of taking care of that possible threat of a back cap, deal with the players behind before they move forward, and as such they find themselves with a 2-man advantage. They're going to begin to move through that lobby slowly but surely. They're very paranoid here, and rightly so, but War's standing on grass. He must have a trap somewhere. Where are those stickies? He's taunting the AwS players to step forward. Come at me, bro, he said. He's flexing, man, but nobody's going to do it. And Mike bombs in super high from the window. He's trying to create a little bit of a distraction here. I'm not quite sure what for. He shows himself. It was Tech, actually. He was following up on Tech, going to have that 20-second spawn, but AwS with the big Uber advantage. Epsilon got to show respect to that line.
Yeah, absolutely. Insomniac are starting to move in here. Mike trying to do what he can. Kyler actually getting right in there, showing no respect. Wants to force that Uber. Marlon, though, only just now pops as Mike is really causing all kinds of havoc in the back lines of Insomniac, taking down Knudsen there. Mike is still alive, very low on health. They still haven't picked him off. Epsilon now taking advantage of this distraction and coming back into mid. Insomniac see that and are immediately forced to back out. War getting really aggressive, almost blowing himself up on his own stick. He's Tech going, or pardon me, Tech taking down Cadis there. I think Epsilon are going to be able to push through this choke pretty cleanly right now with no stickies being up, and this might translate with their Uber advantage into a last push and a round win here, and a match win actually, because that'd make it 5-0.
Yeah, they could still get that complete whitewash, and it's going to be Warhuria and Nox calling for a little backup blow. They're going to bring in Mike as well, bringing in their heavy hitters from the low ground. They're going to be able to cover some distance. Nox chooses to pop early. He wants to make sure his players have good health when they take this engagement, and immediately they have found a frag onto Zebasai. Tech goes down though, and this fight has just about evened up. The Uber has faded, and Insomniac will re-emerge from their own spawn room as it goes 4-on-4. Cadis going down though, but War himself is dead too. Just Nox and Bash remain alive. Bash is on the point. Can he do it? No, he can't, but he has distracted long enough for Nox to begin to run, but the Hounds of Hell are on his tail. Zappos actually is going to go for the cap instead of chasing after that medic. Nox will survive. Mirlan still has his Uber charge, so actually he didn't have it when they pushed, so he has managed to keep that one in the tank. He's going to begin to encourage his team. He's cracking the whip. He wants them to go Bash. So can they save a little bit of face here? Stark going to drop down with Zappos to push from the low ground, and so Combo tries to go through. Saw him. Mirlan refuses to pop. 18 health. That man does not want to right click, and he's going to hold on to that Uber charge, but it's pretty much going to be an equal Uber battle by the time they meet up with Nox again. Tech comes in from the flank, trying to finish off what Mike could not, and Mirlan still has that Uber charge. They just keep getting frags for the trouble. Every time Mirlan doesn't pop, they get a man advantage, and it's getting them a lot of territory here. But eventually Mirlan does pop, milks it for a few seconds, and AwS are unsure how to proceed. They know that both those soldiers are done. Mike just getting back on the field, and they seem confident here. They're going to take control of this, but they failed to get around yet so far, Lang. Could this be the one?
I think this might be the one, but with only a minute 10 left on the clock, I'm not sure this level of momentum is going to be enough to change things around, but it doesn't mean we can't have a good push here, although maybe it does. Epsilon seem to be cleaning this up quite handily. The aggression from Insomniac getting completely stopped. Zebasai and Maryland, the only ones left alive, and they're actually hiding over in the drop-down area. I think they might go for a bit of a back cap play, because why not? There are 45 seconds left. Here they come. Zebasai going in, Mike! Actually giving oh no, but it's not enough. He doesn't have enough health. Doesn't live long enough to get the triple, but they were back capped, so they can't go cap last.
Coming behind onto Maryland right now. He was actually in deep there, but Maryland has going to come forward from red last to try and cap 2, and they've managed to sandwich Nox and War here. Maryland's going to pop off over to make sure that it is a done. Nobody on his team will actually. Kiedis is in the spawn queue, but Maryland manages to save a lot of people here. Mike and Tech, the only two alive for Epsilon. Mike, super weak right now, will get hunted down there. Tech's been spotted out below. Spawn's just coming in for Kyler. Can he make it onto the point? No, Insomniac will get around. And that's going to just give them a little bit of respite there. They didn't get absolutely humiliated, but it wasn't a win.
1-4, you gotta feel a bit better about that than 0-4. But yeah, brilliant play, as you said, out of Epsilon. They seem to just really understand the tricky chokes that require a lot of really tight damage and focused coordination, and being able to push up these almost imperceptibly small positioning advantages that you get in these really solidified stalemates. We're gonna see if we can get these logs up really quick for you. And yeah, we're going to get these up on the stream for you right now, give you a bit of post-match analysis before we head into these replays that we got.
I love me some logs, baby. Show me the stats. I mean, this was a full 30-minute game, so you know I can really take something from these stats. As you would expect, king of the padded damage, Warrior is going to be up there at the top. Followed closely by Mike, pumping out 10k, 355 damage per minute. And those two were just a powerhouse throughout that game, really abusing those choke points, the high ground. We saw it time and time again. And so often, like, look at the death differential here between Nox and Maryland. Like, pretty much every Uber engagement I saw where it was like Uber versus Uber, Nox always ended up popping well after Maryland. Like, and Insomniac are a team that really are built around that whole idea of Zebasai being this super pockety pocket. He's going to take all the Ubers, but every time they go in, they're coming out behind, and it's just like Maryland's committed so deep. 18 deaths there. That's quite a lot, even for Maryland.
Yeah, we've seen some of this in America too, with these teams that are built around these constant 300 take every Uber pockets. They really sort of get picked apart by teams that have
predictable, man. It's predictable.
Yeah, they get picked apart by teams that have strong flanks and unpredictable plays, and teams that are comfortable with scout Uber or scout demo Ubers. Sometimes they just outmaneuver, and they have more options than these solo pocket Ubers.
Look at the efficiency here from Kyler for fun, hitting a 2.3 kills and assists per death ratio. He's that guy that's hanging around for the cleanup. His damage is decent too, but 29 frags. Warrior, yeah, in fact. 35 frags on Demo Man. He's just like carrying these guys. Not only is he doing all the damage, he's staying in there to get the frags too.
And he's just so gosh darn pretty, Jim.
He is handsome. He's a little edgy too as well. He's not just like a clean cut pretty boy. He's a bad boy. I wouldn't take him home to my mother for sure.
Yeah. Let me make eye contact with my producer here and see if we have some replays ready. We got some replays ready. We're going to fire those up for you guys right about now.
Just want to point out that Mike did top the air shot count there. 10 to Knutson 7. Tech gets Ebo tied for 4 apiece. And I'm looking forward to some... Oh, we're seeing some pictures are actually from Epsilon, but we're going to the replays line. Take me through it.
I think what we got here, yes, right at the end we saw Mike getting the double, and he just barely missed that triple there. That was it's a pretty fun set of frags there. Tech with that Uber drop, just that coordinated spam coming in and able to get that. Nox with his crossbow, just that clutch. Oh. Look how steady his aim was. No shaking whatsoever. He knew exactly where he wanted to send that arrow. War again with that point blank pipe drop. Get launched right into Maryland. There's no way he could have seen it coming. Just too much burst damage too quickly. Ooh, Starkey with that, just that tiniest acute angle, taking down that medic, getting that Uber drop. Zebasai coming in with that crits. Oh, taking down both of them right there. I think he actually does pick up a third here, or maybe it was the sticky that does get him. Yeah, that was Kiedis, the sticky there. That picked up the third frag. Mike just going straight into lobby. Absolutely no respect. Getting right in there, picking off that medic. Lot of repays. This is action-packed for such a lopsided scoreline. This is pretty action-packed, James.
Oh yeah, these Insomniac kids have some moves, but unfortunately they couldn't just connect the dots. to bring them even close to a victory. They were never in the lead and never really in contention on this. That seems to be their bogey map. They do not want to play Snake War ever.
No. So we'll look forward to seeing what Insomniac are capable of on a map that they're more comfortable on. Every team has that one map that just has never quite clicked for them. And for Insomniac, as James said, is definitely this map, CP Snakewater. So we're going to go into a brief break really quickly. Going to see what more matches we have coming up. Going to try to get that going as quickly as we can for you guys. But on behalf of Team Fortress TV, Vanilla TV, James, our production team over there in the corner, Dashner, David, the win, and I'm Lang. We will be right back with more of Insomnia 52 here at the Rico Arena in Coventry.